Okay, welcome to episode 25. 25! 25! It's a quarter century. Episode 25 of Music is None of Our
We've cramped
Business.
a quarter century into, 6 months? 7 months?
Yeah. How the hell did we get to 25?
Well, for a start, there was an awful lot of confusion about what number we were on, following the great Keith's Record supplement drama.
Yes, the supplement. Well, I still see that as a supplement because it was only half an hour, so I don't see how you can count it as a.
I'm not going to go back there.
Episode.
I'm still having nightmares.
No, that's fair enough. Anyway, so tonight we are doing soundtrack LPs. And we did have a conflab about this, whether it would be original soundtracks, the original music, or like compilations of songs, and we just went, yeah, fuck it, do whatever we want.
Which is pretty much the answer to every debate we have, isn't it?
It is, yes. It's our podcast, we'll do what we want. So I've got 5. I've also got, as I just said to Jake before we started, I've got 6 others I could pop in at any given time. I found it really difficult because I don't know why I found it difficult. I just couldn't get my head around picking film music. I didn't know whether, I think what it was is I didn't know whether to think of the film first, think of the soundtrack first, an amalgam of both. See, I've just thought of another one. I thought of another 2 today because Annie was talking about we were talking about the Oscar nominations because it's Oscar nomination day in real life, whereas in podcast life this will probably be February sometime. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Well, this will be our posthumous. We'll both be dead. We'll release this posthumously. And we were talking about Hamnet. And because I went to see Hamnet the other day at the cinema, and she'd been to see it as well because she watches as many films as she can now because she's doing her film course at sixth form. And we were talking about Hamlet, and she said, I said, that's Max Richter, the soundtrack. She said, yes. She said, but that song they play at the end has featured in a lot of soundtracks. And I went, I bloody knew I recognised it. I can't remember. I did have it on my on The Nature of Daylight, but I couldn't see. I tried to find out where else it had been featured, but I couldn't find anything. Having said that, I didn't really try that hard. It was just like I can't fucking find it. You know, it's a 2-minute squeeze through Spotify, and that was it. Yeah. And
it's film good,
so I could have done some more. It's very good. Yes, it's very good. I'm
going to see it next week.
It's a film.
Well, I figured that.
It's not a movie. No, it's not a movie. It's not a, it's a film. It's a proper, you sit there and you stroke your chin and you think, this is really good. Oh, look at those costumes. That's amazing. And Annie's into the cinematography. She said, it's absolutely amazing, Dad. I just sat there, looking at all the way they'd framed everything, and it was all natural light and everything. And it was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I've heard good things about it. I don't know anything about this Sinners film that's winning all the nominations. Never heard of it before.
Great film. I saw that at the cinema last January.
Is it that old?
It's vampires.
Yeah, got that.
And it was great. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm surprised it's got as many nominations as it has, because I'm pretty sure I've seen better films this year. But don't get me wrong, it is a great movie. It really is good. And in fact, I watched it again. I watched it in the cinema. I watched it again on TV since then, and it's very watchable. It's very gory.
Yeah.
Which is good.
I should give it a look. As I say, it had one that had gone completely past me, but I don't track movies quite as regularly as perhaps you do. I don't know.
Well, I've got my Cineworld card, so I pay £16 a month, and I go to as many as I want to. Never use it quite as much as I should. Although, having said that, I've been twice this week. So with Hamnet, and I also went to see something else. Can't remember what the fuck it was, obviously, because I never can.
I got another friend, Paul, who has exactly the same ticket, and he goes to the cinema a lot because he works as a nurse, so he's on and off shifts at weird times.
Yeah.
And went out for coffee with him and another mate last week. Mentioned where we got in the Guardian stuff, and he's 63, I think, when he's absolutely covered in tattoos. There's barely a spare bit, and he got his shorts on. He lifted his leg up. He's got a Guardian tattoo. Who would ever thought that somebody would have the Guardian tattoo and a Radio 4 one? He's a strange guy.
Well, Jason from Sleaford Mods has a British Rail tattoo. He's got the British Rail logo tattooed on his arm, which is brilliant.
Yeah, that's coming back.
Yeah, I quite fancied having a British Rail tattoo. Yeah, I always liked that logo.
Back to your train spotting again.
Well, there was a who were the punk band who did songs about trains all the time? Eastfield.
Eastfield did, because that's the name of the Glasgow rail depot.
Oh, okay.
Blythe Power as well were quite big on trains, I think. Yeah.
But I've got an Eastfield CD somewhere with the British Rail logo on it, and it's all lots of punk songs about trains, which is so weird, but quite awesome.
We played with Blythe Power. The night we played with Tenpole Tudor, we played with Blythe Power. They're all on the same bill. They're quite good. I quite liked Blythe Power. I don't know what happened to them.
That was the one with, what's his name, Joseph Porter.
I have no idea.
Because he named himself after a character in the Sven Hassel books, didn't he?
I don't know.
You must remember Sven Hassel.
I remember Sven Hassel books. I never read them.
You're a child of the 70s. You must have.
I never read them.
You never read them? Oh my God.
No, that kind of Second World War stuff I wasn't really interested in.
Ultra violent with loads of swearing. So ideal for 12-year-old lads. This, a bloke gets his leg bone off and says, fuck. It's great. It's like, what more could you ask for? It's like Action Comic with Hookjaw.
I used to read those, but I never read the novels.
Because they had a why are we talking about comics now? Let's get back on the subject. We'll be here all fucking night,
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so it's your turn to go first.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got one. I've got one written down. I haven't written it down yet, but I'll write it down now.
What are you doing?
And
you've got one what written down.
I'm really sure you're going to go for this soundtrack at some point. I just saw it the other day. I went, I bet Jake picks that. I don't know why.
There could be crossovers here.
I don't think it's a crossover per se, but I'm pretty sure you'll pick it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we shall see. Yeah. We shall see. Okay. Let's start off then. Number one. So to get the flavour of this film, we've got to go back a little way to around about 700 to 800 BC, when the story. The story was first born, and the story was developed around about that time, passed down through the centuries orally, and it is a fabulous tale of one man's 10-year journey home. It's packed with all manner of incredible encounters and challenges as this warrior from the Trojan Wars, name of Odysseus, wended his way back to Ithaca, to his wife, to his child, to his home. Attributed to Homer.
So he went on some kind of odyssey then, I imagine.
That's exactly it.
Weird.
The Odyssey of Odysseus, yes. He was charging home so fervently to be with his wife and his child again that it took him 10 years. And I think 5 of those he was shacked up with Calypso on an island somewhere.
That sounds like me coming home and getting stuck on the A14.
Yes.
I've been on there. I've been on there for 10 years before. I'm fucking sure it felt
That's
like it anyway.
Yeah, the A14 used to be one of those that I would dread going down.
Yeah,
but they're all like that these days. One of my daughter's fiance, he broke down last night, and he had to wait hours and hours and hours for the RAC because they said that there were 20 cars along that stretch of road suffering from punctures or smashed suspension from potholes.
Yeah,
it's fucking ridiculous.
Oh no,
fucking ridiculous.
I know.
Anyway,
Starmer's bloody Britain.
Starmer's. Fucking God, don't let's start there. I mean, comics is bad enough. So there's been lots of movies made about the Odyssey and this whole tale. 1911, Italian silent L'Odyssey, all the way through to this year. Forthcoming, yet to be released, but coming this year, Christopher Nolan's new movie,
Saw
The
a trailer
Odyssey.
for it the other day.
There you go. So that's on the way. But that comes hot on the heel because there was one in 2024, Ralph Fiennes as Odysseus in The Return, which I watched on the way back from Singapore last year. And that just focuses on the actual arrival back in Ithaca, not all of the journey. So hopefully the new one this year will expand the whole journey. But anyway, one of the most left field but absolutely brilliant filmic renditions of the Odyssey is one that was released in the year 2000 and was crafted by the consistently exceptional Coen brothers. And it's a film called Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Which deservedly won numerous awards, but the album won a Grammy for Album of the Year, and it went platinum because it's a great soundtrack. The music was produced by T-Bone Burnett, who was former guitarist with Bob Dylan and also a multi-award winning producer. But the most dazzling thing I think about this film is not only the fact that they've taken this Homeric epic and translated it into modern times, i.e. the 1960s, I think, in the US. It's a great, funny story with George Clooney and two other convicts escaping from a chain gang. They've not only translated that story into a modern time, but they've taken traditional American folk songs and not put them as a soundtrack as such, but they've created fundamental intrinsic parts in the movie where those pieces of music are necessary. So, for example, as Clooney and his two hapless accomplices or escapees, John Turturro and Tim Blake Nelson, are escaping, they happen upon a recording studio. And in order to gain a few dollars, they record a record. And they record this record as the Soggy Bottom Boys. And the record gets made and they go off continuing their escape, unaware that the record becomes a big hit. So the music is absolutely fundamental to the story, but the music itself is a traditional American song. And that's the same with much of it. The song that's being sung when they're on the chain gang is particularly interesting, I think, because they're singing this song on a chain gang. You get the picture, if you've not seen the film, chain gangs with people singing to keep rhythm with the swinging of their picks or axes. There's a song in there that this chain gang is singing, and that's an actual recording by an actual chain gang that was actually chopping wood by a roadside in the 1960s. It's a record that was attributed to James Carter and the Prisoners, because whilst the filmmakers were able to track down James Carter, they couldn't identify any of the other singers because they'd all been felons, they'd all been prisoners, and James Carter was the only one. So this opening piece of music is actually a recording of that happening, which is quite interesting. The recording was done on Parchman Farm Prison in Mississippi. And interesting enough, that's where Clooney and his associates are located when they're in prison. I don't know if Parchman Farm Prison actually still exists, but it did in the 60s when the recording was made, and it was used as the scene of Clooney and his friends' imprisonment and their work. Carter, when they found him, he was paid $20,000 for the music, which I think he was pretty much bemused about. But it's a great piece of music. Also on there, there's Alison Krauss, and she does a rendition of a track called Down to the River to Pray. And that's a lovely, lovely song. But again, it is a traditional Christian hymn type song. In the film, there were Christians going down to be baptized in the river. And as the song plays, these people wander down to the river, and our anti-heroes or heroes get caught up in it as well. On the soundtrack, the song that Clooney and the other two record is called A Man of Constant Sorrow, and there's several versions on the soundtrack album by different people, Soggy Bottom Boys and others. But it's a fun little song. You know, one of the things I found doing this soundtrack thing it's sometimes hard to separate the film from the music. So would I have enjoyed this music if I just had this music and it wasn't conjuring all of that memories of the film? I don't know, but it does. So I have the soundtrack and I enjoy playing it. But the whole album is absolutely brilliant. And as I say, it's a brilliant combination of story being updated and music being integrated into it. So yeah, it's a good piece of music. You're staying remarkably quiet. It's unnerving.
No, I'm enthralled. I'm enthralled by what you're saying, and I'm also thinking, Christ, I can't top that. I mean, you just, I know for a fact that my first one was going to blab on for like 5 minutes ago, and there you go. And
well, that's okay. Well, I love something I can't talk an awful lot about, but that one was, I think it was just such a great film, such a multi-award winning film, such a great soundtrack, and the Coen brothers. I mean, have the Coen brothers ever made a weak film?
Yes,
they probably did in the early days. Go on, then. What is it?
I can't remember. It was a remake of. Was it the Coen brothers? It was a remake of a old Alec Guinness film.
Oh God! It wasn't. Was that the Coen brothers?
That's what I'm just about to check. I
can't think of the name of the film.
No, I can't either. I think I might be wrong, but I'm sure it was them. And I remember being really, really annoyed that they'd.
It's not that one where the old lady's being conned, is it?
I can't remember, and I can't. My fucking phone won't work for me to look it up as well. Fuck it.
Whatever. Fuck it. They made enough good ones to exonerate.
I'm pretty sure one of them was shit. Let's put it that way.
Shit, or just a little bit not so good.
It was shit.
Oh,
if it was them, and I ever find out what it was, I will tell you.
Yeah. Okie dokie. All right, okie dokie. Did you watch that Fallout?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Yes, I like it. I think it's really good, actually.
It's quite strange. I've never played the game, but both my kids play the game, and they insisted I watched it. It's quite.
I haven't played the game. I never play games. I don't play games. I'm just.
You're not?
No, I'm just. I haven't got the attention span to play.
So you got a PS5 just to play your discs?
I got the PS5 was bought for my daughters. The Lady Killers.
That was it. That was it. Yes, a bunch of hoodlums are trying to get one over on an old lady, and she gets the better of them. Yeah,
absolutely fucking hated it, and I never even finished it. That's one of the rare films that I turned off. I normally stick to the end. I really hated it.
Yeah,
I really hated it. I just didn't like it. I just thought it was dog shit.
It wasn't one that sticks in the mind as being worth watching again, and certainly, it was a hard act to follow because the original cast and the original film was pretty good. But okay,
totally, yeah. Go
on then, fire off on your first one.
Okay, so my first one is it's songs from the soundtrack, and it is Repo Man.
Oh, right, God, I haven't seen that for years.
No, Repo Man is one of those ones where I know I've got the album, the LP. I know I've never sold it. Fuck, can I find it anywhere?
It's not in the boot of your car, is it?
No, I wish it was. I wish it was that easy. But no, I cannot find it. But it's a fantastic. It's a fantastic film. I think this is one where I love the film so much. That you're right. The soundtrack. That's probably why I like the soundtrack as well. So Repo Man was made in 1984 and was kind of it was one of like the first kind of punk films, I suppose. Well, not the first, but it was one of very few punk films made by Alex Cox, English director, who also went on to make. He made Sid and Nancy, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was Alex Cox.
I've never seen that.
Which most people hated. He also made Walker, which starred Joe Strummer, and had a really good Joe Strummer soundtrack as well. But hasn't really done much after that. Presented Moviedrome on BBC.
That's why the name rang a bell.
That's probably one of the things he's most famous for.
Yeah.
But Repo Man is basically about a a guy played by Emilio Estevez whose life is going nowhere. And he bumps into Harry Dean Stanton, who's a repo man and repossesses people's cars. And full of lovely little one-line, lines. I still Life of Repo Man is always intense, what was it he called? The goddamn motherfucker. Oh, there was a string of swear words. Gypsy Dildo Rodriguez brothers, so they come into possession of a Chevy Malibu that has something in the boot that the government wants, and it's basically, that's about it for the story, but it's just so well done, and it's also famous because when they made the TV version, they wouldn't let them use swear words. So Alex Cox,
hang on a minute. When they made the TV version,
so they did a version to be shown on TV. It was kind of censored. It was the same film, but they had to overdub the swearing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay, just moderating the language, right?
Yeah, and that's when so Alex Cox wasn't happy about it, but he used things like melon farmer, and that's where the whole the whole. There was a big joke about melon farmers for years. There was a film censorship web page for years called Melon Farmers, but just did the most ridiculous overdubs. You're a bunch of goddamn melon farmers. That kind of thing. And obviously did it for laughs. He also on the TV version he intercut a few deleted scenes in as well. To make up for the disappointment of having to watch lots of people say melon farmer as opposed to motherfucker. So and obviously because Emilio Estevez is playing Otto, who is a punk, it was a mainly punk soundtrack. The main themed song, Repo Man, was performed by Iggy Pop, and had Steve Jones and possibly Paul Cook playing as the backing band. Okay. And Repo Man itself is a cracking song, absolutely fantastic. You've also got like the cream of American hardcore at that time. You've got Black Flag, you've got Suicidal Tendencies, you've got Circle Jerks, you've got Fear, and you had, and the Circle Jerks actually appeared in the film playing a lounge band.
Oh right, yeah.
And they formed their song "When the Shit Hits the Fan." It's like when the shit hits the fan, yeah, like that, rather than a hardcore version. All very funny. Also has the absolutely amazing, one of my favourite Black Flag songs, "TV Party," of which I've actually got my Black Flag tattoo is a TV party. It's a TV with the Black Flag symbol on it.
Yeah.
And that was, we're going to have a TV party tonight. Well, all right. Fabulous song.
Weirdly, I watched Heat this afternoon. And
I watched Heat the other day.
It's got Henry Rollins in it, hasn't it?
It has, hasn't it? Yeah. I'd forgotten.
Yes,
I'd completely forgotten. He's been in a few films. He did one a few years ago where he played an angel that had been cast out of heaven.
Okay.
That was really good. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I wouldn't. I kind of, I was looking at it and thought, well, Henry's in it. Why not? I'll give it a bash. Fucking excellent film. Really good film. Yeah. And I believe there was a sequel of some description with a female version, with a female angel. That had been cast out of heaven as well, but I haven't watched that because it's not Henry, is it?
No. The last tour he did, he was a spoken word tour.
Yes, I saw.
Did you go to it?
Well, I don't know about the last one. This would have been in.
Well, this was years ago. The last one I saw.
90s.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
mid-90s. Yeah, he played the Corn Exchange. He was fucking hilarious.
Was he?
It was so funny. Yeah, it really, really made us laugh. Right. Was it The Boxed Life or something like that? Yeah, he was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, okay. That was Yeah, that must have been mid 90s, I should think.
Yeah. I don't know if it's Sounds or Melody Maker, one of the two. They used to run a weekly column that would end up with Henry Rollins will come and get you, or you'll be threatened by Henry Rollins or something. Because he was
Henry Rollins is great, isn't
he? But he was so kind of scary, I think, because of his stage presence, his persona, his massive tattoos, and he does a lot of bodybuilding and all that stuff, doesn't he? So,
yeah, and he was no shrinking violet on stage either, was he?
Exactly.
You know, he's always trying to fight everybody. Anybody who gave him any shit, he'd take him on. He had weirdly, he located the original artwork to the Crack by the Ruts.
Oh, right.
You know the painting that's on the front of the... I don't know why I'm doing square... I'm making square patterns with my fingers. So Jake can see that I mean that it is in a square. He located the original artwork and bought it and owns the actual... Because he's a mega Ruts fan, isn't he?
Yeah.
And when,
well, I didn't know that. I'm saying yeah. But...
Yeah, when one of the Ruts had... Did one of the Ruts die or had cancer? He came over.
Died, didn't he?
Malcolm Owen died back in the 70s.
Malcolm Owen, yeah.
But then was it Seggs or one of them died, and I think he came over and did a set, like a benefit gig, or he had cancer and there was a benefit gig, and Henry Rollins came over and was the front man for the Ruts for a night because he was a massive Ruts fan.
Okay.
Hence, he bought the painting of the front of the Crack.
Right.
So there you go. So that was my first one. As I said, I haven't gone into it in quite as much detail as you have because you're much more intellectual than me. But yes, so the soundtrack to Repo Man.
It's a great one.
I don't know why you're laughing so much.
I went to a leper colony in...
Fucking hell, you know how to start a sentence, don't you?
An ex-leper colony. There's a little island off the north coast of Crete called Spinalonga, and it was an ex-leper colony. You can take a boat out there and look all around the place, and it's really interesting. But in the middle of this little island, there's a little mound, and there are dozens and dozens and dozens of big black flags flying, and obviously, it's nothing to do with US hardcore bands or anything. I never did find out what it's to do with. It's not leper colony anymore, so it's not a warning. But just dozens of these full-size, huge black flags flying. It was very,
perhaps
very
some
interesting.
of ex-members of Crass live there or something. Who knows?
Got kicked out of Dial House.
I can't ever imagine starting a better sentence than that. You know. Oh, it's like, you know.
Yes. Well, she's I don't know what to say.
Just shat a dog out. You know, it's that kind of thing. Brilliant, yeah. Well, the other day I was on leper colony. Oh dear.
The flags there all the time.
I just parachuted into occupied France, and all of a sudden, I just went straight into a vat of cheese. Unbelievable.
So you can bet on my rather banal, I was in a leper colony. If you think about it hard enough. I should have to find out if those flags are still out. It might have been just when we were there or something. I don't know. Anyway.
I just feel obliged to go and visit a fucking leper colony just so I can say, yeah, I went to one of those as well.
Oh, everybody's been.
Ever going to use that.
Everybody's been. Fucking leper colony passe. Oh dear. Okay, cool. Okay, my number two then. It's 1986, so we're not going back quite as far as 700 BC this time round.
That's
interesting year. It's good you didn't fill in all the gaps subsequently. Interesting year, obviously. Challenger exploded live on TV. Halley's Comet swept past the Earth, and all of those millennial cults jumped off a mountain because they thought it was the end of the world.
Oh my God, are you doing history lessons as well?
Why not?
I'm totally outclassed this week.
Then there was the wonderful spectacle of the US administration mired in the Iran-Contra affair. But one of the biggest pieces of news for us in good old England, and indeed in Western Europe, was that just outside the little town of Pripyat in the USSR, the Chernobyl nuclear power station went into complete meltdown. Well, it exploded, in fact. And in 2019, HBO crafted a miniseries, Chernobyl.
On my list.
Is it?
It was on my list of. It was on my list. This is on my list of reserves because I knew you'd pick this one. This isn't the one I thought you'd. I kind of was convinced you'd pick, but I had a feeling you might pick it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we might get to the one you convinced.
But if we can kind of limit your knowledge of Icelandic when you're going on about her name and everything, that would be great because you are a fucking show off sometimes.
I'm not going to say an awful lot. I don't know an awful lot about Hilda Guðnadóttir.
I'll try not to do her. I wonder what her dad's name was. Joke as well. Also, do you know what? I'm pretty sure we've mentioned this because I did my Chernobyl Fallout joke, didn't I?
We did, yes. We have mentioned it.
Yes.
I thought I'd put it in here because we haven't talked about it in any kind of detail. But I won't be terribly expansive. Suffice it to say, the Chernobyl miniseries from 2019 is a terrific watch. It's horrifying, really, but it's so superbly put together. Terrific cast, Jared Harris, Emily Watson, Paul Ritter amongst them. It was directed by a guy called Johan Renck, who got an Emmy for his work. Now, Johan Renck is actually a former musician, and he had a UK top 20 hit called Here We Go, under the name Stacker Bow. I don't know if you remember it.
Yeah, I remember Stacker Bow. I don't remember the song, I remember the name.
Here We Go, top 20 it was.
Yeah.
We should be very grateful, because I didn't know the song. I couldn't think of it, so I called it up on Spotify or something, and I listened to a bit of it, and I'm only grateful that he didn't decide to do the soundtrack as expected, because it would not have been the same. But thankfully, he left the music in the hands of the much more capable Icelander Hilda Guðnadóttir, who, as we've touched on before, is an Icelandic cellist, and she also plays the Haldarophone, like we spoke about with Martina Bartoni. But as a classically trained cellist, she's had quite a varied range of collaborations, because most of her recorded work outside of films has been collaborations. She's done about half a dozen albums under her own name, but she's done multitudes more than that, collaborating with the likes of Pansonic, Throbbing Gristle, Animal Collective. She's done 2 albums with Sun Zero in the early 2020s. And I think that's where she really focuses on filmic stuff and collaborations, because she's done an awful lot of films as well. But her soundtrack for Chernobyl it's spine-tingling. It's incredibly dark, and it is certainly part of the power of that series. As most of us perhaps know the story, well, certainly the story as it's presented to us in the West, and who knows if that's the absolute truth, but the story as it's presented in the West is that Chernobyl exploded as a combination of Soviet cost-cutting, incompetence, arrogance, ineptitude, and so on. And that's the story we would always get told in the West. But it is certainly a dark story. The way the people of the area of Pripyat and so on are kept in the dark, of the deaths, of the relatively poor response, and of the aftermath that has still scarred that area today. And the music is just so a part of that. It's like hearing the churning depths of your thoughts, your worst thoughts you can have, the most disturbing thoughts just becoming sonic reality. There were melded, tortured electronics, strings of coarse, ethereal voices. You put it on, and even without watching the visuals, just put it on, and it's just like everything stops because it's so absorbing. The sound just envelopes you, and it's just full of menace and tension. It's like gas, metallic gas, claustrophobic and nightmare sound. The deep twisting, ominous pulsing that runs through it. I saw I've never seen her perform live, but I saw on TV her performing this soundtrack to a live audience, and it looks so fucking awesome to have been there. She just stood in the middle, and it was dark, and these pulsing lights, and they'd got the sound fully surrounding. It just looks so good, so dark and menacing. But it's fantastic. It's fantastic. There's a track on the album, Vishnaya Pamyet, which means memory eternal, a farewell at death. It's like an ocean of beautiful, somber voices coiling around each other in glorious harmony. And that's kind of symptomatic of the whole, characteristic of the whole album, really. It's just all-encompassing and incredibly emotional. And it was an emotional time, really. I don't know if you can remember, Dave. I'm sure you can. Wherever you were in '86, as the news was awash with, we can't drink milk anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to kill all the sheep and the cows, because the radioactive fallout just swept across Northern Europe. It was an odd time indeed. And that's on top of the fact that we were already living under the cloud of the threat of nuclear war, thanks to the consistently ignorant, inept, immature leaders staring each other over the fences, pulling faces at each other, threatening each other with all manners of twattery and egos.
Thank goodness that's all changed.
So much karma now, isn't it?
Fucking hell.
Oh, don't let's get
so
into
that. As we're recording this, Trump's on another fucking massive senility bender, talking about fucking Greenland and goodness knows what else.
It's horrifying.
And by the time this goes out in February, everyone will look back on it and go, "Oh, he's funny, isn't he? That old Trump. He's fucking funny."
I don't think there can be many people thinking that this whole ride with Trump is funny. He is arguably the most well, no, let's not get into that, because I'm sure we've got American listeners
who don't think he's a wanker.
Fucking worse than that. So Gunther Dottir, as I say, scored loads and loads of films. Two of my favourite films. Name? Goodness knows. There's no clue there at all, is there? It's so unhelpful.
I fucking love Icelandic people. They're just so brilliant, aren't they?
It's brilliant. I don't know if I told you, in Iceland, if you are dating or whatever, they were the first country to have a full genetic database, of a DNA database of everybody on the island. And one of the reasons for that is so that if you're dating somebody in the evening you're not met, you can check on the database that you're not dating your cousin or your second cousin, because the population is so small, there's a real danger that you'll end up inbreeding inadvertently.
Turn up to your date and it's like, Mum?
Oh, that would talk horrifying. God, we're in a horrifying territory entirely. God, yeah. Which is some of my favourite films, Sicario 1 and 2. They're fantastic films. Josh Brolin and Benicio del Toro.
I liked the first one. I wasn't too keen on the second one.
Second one's not as good, but it's still a terrific film. Sicario was brilliant. Yeah, The Revenant.
That's superb.
The Revenant with Leonardo DiCaprio. Arrival. The actress's name escapes me now. Oh, it's got that Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner in it.
The Arrival. Which one was that? Is that the one about the aliens? Was that Rachel McAdams or Amy?
Amy Adams. I think it's Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. Yeah.
And several others. But despite the fact that I love this soundtrack, I love the music she makes, I've not yet, for reasons of just too much stuff to buy, acquired any other of her records. So I guess that's on the list of things to do.
No, well, I really love this soundtrack as well, and I listen to it on streaming.
No.
In fact, it's incredibly high up on my streaming stats. So I have listened to it quite a lot. But yeah, it's a great. That's great, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. I've got a similar one coming up later. But yeah, Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, really good choice. Good choice. I like that one.
Just on that nuclear fallout thing, obviously we got swept with all this fallout. Nobody really knows what the implications are. Do you know what country is thought to be afflicted with the highest level of premature deaths and illnesses due to nuclear radiation and atomic bombs?
Within Europe or the world?
No, in the world.
Probably.
What nation will suffer the highest number of casualties?
I would say either Japan or America.
America.
Yeah.
America. It's thought that 1.5 million Americans will die premature deaths or have died already due to the mass testing in the Nevada desert because all of the wind was blowing it across state. Yeah.
Jeepers.
Yes, Jeepers. Anyway, there you go.
Didn't know that. Brilliant. Okay, right. Okay, so my number 2 is dum 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 dum. Do, 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 do. Oh, fucking! You'll never get it. Twin Peaks.
I never saw Twin Peaks.
What?
No, I didn't. I remember all. I remember all the talk
every
about
time you say that, I don't. Whenever I say something like, "Oh," and you go, "I've never watched that," and I'm like, "The fuck."
Where was I?
Yeah, you never watched Twin Peaks. Fucking hell. Twin Peaks. I mean, I remember Twin Peaks coming out, and I was living in Impington, just outside Cambridge, and I can still remember the front room. I can remember sitting in the front room of the house we shared at the time, watching the very first episode, and we had the Radio Times, the English like TV listings for the BBC, had a special issue. It was a Twin Peaks special, and it told you all the characters because obviously there were so fucking many, and the whole show was so bonkers. You needed a bloody guide to it.
It was a bit surreal, wasn't it?
It was insane. I constantly, I think I just sat there for the whole first series with my jaw on my chest, thinking, what the fuck? What's going on? You know, why is that lady carrying a log? You know, and things like that. It was absolutely insane. And I mean, basically, it was fundamentally a murder mystery. You know, they found in the first episode, they find the body of Laura Palmer, a local teenager, and the FBI send in Special Agent Dale Cooper, played by Carl McLaughlin. And that's about all you need to know. And after that, it's just a proper mental fest.
So it's not a linear story.
Far from it.
No.
Far from it. I don't think anyone involved with this even knew the definition of linear, to be honest. It was absolutely insane. But it was just such compelling viewing. You couldn't stop watching it. You know, even though you was sitting there. I mean, in today's day and age, I don't know how people's attention spans are so limited these days that, you know, you had to watch every second of what was going on. And even then you still had no fucking idea what was happening half the time. But you just couldn't.
It? Oh, sorry, go on.
David Lynch.
It was David Lynch. I
Who else?
To think. Yeah, David
Who
Lynch.
else?
What a guy.
Who else? It was David Lynch and Mark Frost created it. 1990.
Was it? Okay.
That was 1990. Ran for 2 seasons until and it was cancelled and left with this massive cliffhanger ending as well. And you watching it going, what the fuck just happened? You know, that was. This is me at in the first episode.
That's Dave looking around, curious. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? And this is me at the very last episode of season 2. What the fuck is going on? You know,
so it didn't resolve in any way, shape, or form.
You can jot in any of the episodes in between, and I was sitting there going, what the fuck is going on? You know, it was insane. But it was just fantastic. It was such compelling viewing, and you just couldn't stop.
I can remember there was lots and lots written about it and said about it. Well, it wasn't cancelled through lack of support from viewership, surely.
I'm not sure, to be honest, but I know they did 2 films Was it 2 films or was it one? There was Fire Walk with Me.
Oh,
that's right. They did a film which was a prequel.
Okay.
No idea what that was talking about either. Although David Bowie was in it. And then in 25 years later, so I can't remember, 2014, 2015, they did a season 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
but still Colin McLaughlin and David Lynch.
Yes. Yeah. And it started, it kind of started not at the end. Everyone was in the same position. I can't say too much because I don't want to do any spoilers for anybody. But it kind of went on from the end of season 2 and it kind of explained what had happened to various people. But absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. With lots more sex and violence and swearing, though. Because obviously the original ones were, a bit constrained by TV, TV at the time, the limits of what you could do.
And did they draft Julie Cruz back in to do the theme song?
I don't actually remember, but yeah, going on to the soundtrack. The soundtrack was kind of made it as well. That was by Angelo Badalamenti. Is it Badalamenti? Badalamenti. Okay. And with 3 songs so you had the original Twin Peaks theme, and
then was the Julie Cruz one. Oh no,
yeah, well it was the theme, and then Julie Cruz also did a song to that theme called "Falling."
That's it.
And she actually appeared in one of the episodes singing it on stage. I mean, it's one of those things where one of my colleagues at work has just rewatched it all. He's been listening to a podcast. I don't really like podcasts most, to be honest.
Who does?
Shit. Fucking wangers waffling on about a load of old crap, but he was listening to a podcast and explaining every episode, which kind of is like, yeah, that's a really good idea, but at the same time, kind of just take a bit of the fun out of it, because, it is such a difference. It's a difference between knowing exactly what's going on, and not having a clue, because there's no in between.
And I guess all those viewers, such as yourself, when it was not explained, you had huge opportunity to discuss and debate what it all meant. There was a conversational, social thing around it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then you're always fucking wrong, because like David Lynch was listening to you, and then we'll do exactly the opposite of what you thought was going to happen. But the actual, but the soundtrack itself was fantastic. It's kind of quite, it's very quiet and it's very chilled, but it's kind of a little bit eerie as well, and just fitting so well with the whole, the whole series. And it wasn't. What a lot of people forget, it was really funny as well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was
just because it was so unfathomable.
Yeah, but there were genuine, because David Lynch had a cracking sense of humour, didn't he? So they're always like, and a lot of that. Sometimes you didn't know whether you were supposed to be laughing or not, but you laughed, and then you kind of thought that was definitely a bloody joke, But it was superb, absolutely superb. And I think at some point there's a really lovely box set of Blu-rays out that I really fancy getting, and that's got all 3 series and the film. Okay, it's really fucking expensive. I can't afford it, so it's going to have to wait. So I might have to stream it all again. But yeah, and there's probably a I'd probably watch the film first, because as I said, the film was supposedly a
prequel.
A prequel.
Oh right, I'll have to have a look, see if I get the opportunity to see it.
It's well worth watching. And also going back to 1990, it was like nothing else you'd ever seen.
Yeah.
It was, I think the nearest you got to surrealism on TV back in those days was probably like comedies like Python and,
I was gonna say, I bet the Goons and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So when you have this and I still look back and think, how the fuck did they get to do that back then? Because it was a very limited audience, I think. And a lot, although it was wildly popular,
it was hugely publicised and a great.
Yeah.
It was always in the papers and stuff, from what I can remember.
Yeah, and you know, and people watching it who would never really watch something like that, you know. So yeah, it was great, you know. I mean, you had books as well. There were books that tied into it, you know.
Yeah, right.
So it was a whole universe, a whole Twin Peaks universe. And it was obviously before the internet as well.
Definitely, yeah.
A bit like I mean, later on, it was kind of, I mean, not in the type of program, but from that universe type thing, you had like Buffy, where you know, you'd have all these connections and people would read, but there were books all about the Buffy universe, and you know, and you had to, you know, and this was in here, and then of course you had Angel after that, and then you had comic books, so you had this whole Buffy verse.
We are talking about Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I've never seen any of those either, but I'm guessing that's what you're talking about.
Me. Fucking peasant, honestly.
It's funny because we were talking about Kyle MacLachlan earlier on, weren't we? About how he's in Fallout now.
Yes, that's right.
As the father. It's odd that he comes up again today.
Yeah.
I've got David Lynch's soundtrack on CD for Eraserhead. That's an unusual listen.
Yeah, jeepers. Yeah, you're not kidding. But I think he did the music for that though, didn't he?
Yes,
I think that was David Lynch. Yeah.
Indeed,
see, this, as I said, this was Angelo Badalamenti, so that was totally different because he did who did he do? He did a collaboration with someone. Oh God, you know, here we go. I've started something. Badalamenti and was it the guy from Tim Thingy from James?
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, did he? I don't know.
I think he did. Yeah,
I don't know the name Badalamenti. It's the first time I've heard it when you've just mentioned it.
Yeah, Angelo Badalamenti. Yeah, yeah. So that's. I mean, I can't really say much more about it. Really. I mean, it's one of those things where you can't go into too much detail because you give it away, and if people are going to watch it, you know. But but if anyone is looking for something weird to watch Twin Peaks if you haven't seen it. It is fucking insane. Absolutely bonkers and well worth watching.
Okay, cool. Well, sounds interesting. I mean, I don't know how this will work with a playlist. I guess if the soundtrack for that is available as discrete songs, is it? It's a CD or a vinyl or whatever.
I'm pretty sure everything I've got is. In fact, I know I know all of mine are on Spotify.
Okay. I'm not sure if all mine are, but
yeah.
Well, I know one of them isn't.
We'll
actually.
see.
I know at least one of them isn't. Possibly.
I know. Chernobyl is.
Yeah, Chernobyl is definitely yes. As is Oh Brother Where Art Thou.
Yeah, well, there you go. Yeah. That's 2 out of 5. So
yeah. This one, I think one of the tracks is on Spotify. I did have a look. This one.
Okay, well, let's go for it.
My number 3. Do you remember, Dave, in the 80s when you and I and our little group would go seeking out the most extreme horror films we could? Dario Argento, Lucio Fulci, David Cronenberg, all of that. Cannibals, zombies, crazy psychopaths galore.
Absolutely. Yes.
Some of those had some fucking great soundtracks too.
They did indeed. And one of them came very close to being on my list. No.
Oh, the Goblins. No. I like one of the ones I liked most of all was Fabio Frizzi's Zombie Flesh Eaters.
I nearly went for Fabio Frizzi's The Beyond.
That's a great film. I remember that scary film.
Yeah, that's one of my favourites. That was probably my favourite Italian horror film.
Was it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Zombie Flesh Eaters is the one that sticks in my mind. Anyway,
love that as well. And what was the other 2 he did? House by the Cemetery.
A great film. Yeah.
And City of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
They were the 3 main ones that we watched at the cinema.
But we used to go and try and find down the Neem Parade video shop. You know, what's the goriest stuff you got? And we watched some shit.
Totally.
But Keith Emerson's piano soundtrack for Inferno is really good as well. But they got slated for some reason. But that's not any of
Rick Wakeman did The Burning.
Did he?
He did, yes. Do you remember The Burning when they chopped the bloke's fingers off with his shears?
Yeah,
that was a good one.
But that's not this one anyway. It's none of these are the ones I've chosen. The reason I'm saying that is because I've
you just gone off on a wild goose chase, and now this is going to be like Throbbing Gristle or something.
No, it's not Throbbing Gristle. But it's kind of close, I suppose, in some respects. of all of those films, however gory and splatty they were, I could watch any of them again. I think there's only one film that I've ever watched that was so disturbing that I will probably never ever watch it again. But it's got a great soundtrack.
Lady and the Tramp. Yeah, I know. Fucking.
That spaghetti kissing scene is gross. It's so gross. No. And interestingly enough, I watched this film, it must have been 10 years ago or more, whatever. More than that. But the soundtrack has only just been released and it is very timely.
Is it Journey Through a Body?
No.
Is it that other one?
Yeah, it's the other one. Yeah, that's the one. You got it. It's the other one. It's Salo, or 120 Days in Sodom.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it. It's a terribly disturbing film.
Yes, I have seen it. Yeah.
It's fascinating.
I didn't enjoy it very much.
No, it's fascinating.
I didn't enjoy it very much.
It's truly horrific.
Yes.
It's also an interesting soundtrack. So the film was directed by Pier Paolo Pasolini. It was released in 1975. Excuse me. It was released.
Do you need a phlegm break or something? I can see you coughing away.
It's the thought of the film is ringing out away and going to regurgitate.
If you want to nip off for 5 minutes and fetch your spittoon, that's fine. I don't mind. I'll just hum.
Yeah,
it's
just cheap
babble
cheap alcohol-free lager. It's not cheap, actually. It's very good. But yes, so released in 1975 and banned pretty much immediately thereafter. But like Brother, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It is a modern reworking of a much older story because the 120 Days of Sodom was initially written by that japester, the Marquis de Sade, in 1785.
Or as the youngsters call him these days, the Marquis de Sade. Because he's a smooth operator. Smooth operator.
Your knife is king. Yeah, oh goodness me, that was with it. Yes, very well done. But it's an unfinished story, and the story is 4 French libertines and their accomplices kidnap and lock up about 20 teenage victims in a castle in the Black Forest. They assemble also 4 old prostitutes to regale those assembled with tales of their most perverse adventures. And as the film progresses and the story progresses, these stories inspire the libertines to greater and greater acts of depravity, sexual violence, and torture. Pasolini brings this story up to the closing stages of World War II. So again, as I said, with Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It's a more modern reinterpretation. And he brings this up to a place called Salo. And Salo's a real place. It's a pretty little town that nestles on the banks of the beautiful Lake Garda. And as the Second World War shuddered and ground its way to a bloody conclusion, Mussolini and his Nazi allies briefly established a Republic of Salo, based in Salo as the Allies swept up from the south. It was a German puppet state and it existed between 1943 and 1945. Pasolini's update sees de Sade's story with 18 teenagers kidnapped and imprisoned in this old house in Salo. And all the characters are there, the prostitutes, the guards, the accomplices. And the teenagers are, again, subjected to the most sadistic physical and mental torture. It's difficult to relate just how horribly it is because Pasolini presents it all in full graphic, technicolor way. There's a scene, for example, where the kids all naked are forced to eat shit. And you know that it's a mix of chocolate and biscuits, but it's just challenging to watch. The whole thing is a nightmare in celluloid, really.
The worst bit was when they forced them to go to that Coldplay concert.
Yeah, that was just awful.
The depravity of the torture.
The depths humankind can sink. You know, I've been in torture museums around the world and nothing compares with that.
No.
Poor old clod play. But the soundtrack. So the soundtrack is a mix of classical pieces and original tracks. Some of them choral with voice, some of them full orchestra. Most of it is piano pieces. And they are by Chopin, Karl Orff, Bach, Puccini.
Chopin?
Chopping, yeah, chopping
Chopping.
blocks, chopping on the chopping blocks, yeah,
chopping batch.
yeah. Carl Orff, brother of fuck. And Ennio Morricone wrote the main theme tune. I think that's the only piece that's available on Spotify.
Right.
Which is a really, I mean, I love Ennio Morricone, and he can turn his hand to all kinds of things, but it's such a woozy jazz number that it just suggests decay and decadence. It's one of those kind of end of the night, 1 o'clock in the morning, smoky, dingy little bar with everything sticky, and the sad sacks who've got nowhere else to go, sitting there watching their lives disappear in the bottle of a whiskey.
Getting stickier.
Getting stickier, yes. It's a woozy track, and the whole soundtrack is presented through this patina of age. It sounds kind of naive and innocent, but old and decadent at the same time. I think possibly because of the associations with the film, it acquires its full... I don't know if malevolence is the right word, melancholy, eerie, damaged, unsettling kind of sense. It's like a really nice cake that's just mouldering away. So it should be nice and sweet, but it's not. It's rotten.
I wouldn't know. Cake here never lasts long enough for it to fucking mould away, mate. You stick a cake down here, that fucker's gone in about half an hour. So don't be bringing your bloody mouldering cake analogies into this conversation.
I shall stop posting it to you, I promise. So there's something tragic about the soundtrack, even if you haven't seen the film, and I heartily recommend you don't see the film, to be honest.
No, I've seen it once. That was enough.
That is enough. It's ghastly, and the film.
Although weirdly, it was banned for years, and now it's available on streaming.
Is it on streaming?
I think it's on Arrow, or possibly BFI or something.
Oh right.
But one of the streaming channels has got it on.
Yeah, okay. But one of the pianists who plays on the soundtrack, a guy by the name of Arnaldo Graziosi, was later convicted of murdering his wife. He then served 14 years in prison and committed suicide in 1997. But that's nothing to the end of Pasolini himself, because Pasolini was a very controversial figure. He was gay in fascist Italy. He was very outspoken about capitalism, anti-capitalism, anti-US culture, anti-communism, anti-Italian petty bourgeoisie, anti-cultural degeneration. He was very good at making enemies, I think. And he was murdered in Ostia, in Italy, in 1975. And his body was found on the beach, having been heavily beaten, run over several times by his own car, multiple bones smashed, his testicles had been crushed with a metal bar, and his body was burned in petrol. So it wasn't an accident.
That was a night out. Jesus.
Yeah. Nobody's ever been brought to
remind me not to go to that pub.
I've been to Ostia. I went one of my trips throughout Italy. I thought, well, it's only about half an hour train ride out of Rome.
Or with your leper mates.
And there's nothing. I didn't go to the beach, but Ostia's a lovely little place.
I don't blame you.
I'd highly recommend it for the archaeological site, because it's got one of the most fabulous archaeological sites that I've been to. It's fantastic. But they think that he was a victim of a far right criminal organisation of some description.
Yeah, you reckon?
Or suicide, perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. just hold me on, boss. I'll smash myself in the nuts with it. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's a pretty messy end to a guy that was very controversial. He delivered a landmark film that, perhaps you should see once, but perhaps not. But you won't want to watch it again. But the soundtrack, as I say, it's just been released. Is
it on Cold Spring?
Yes, blood red vinyl. So I've bought it, so I've got the download, so I can listen to it. But my vinyl doesn't come for a couple of weeks.
No, I ordered the soundtrack to a film called Weapons.
Oh, that's a good film.
Yeah, cracking soundtrack. Ordered that last August, probably, from Rough Trade. Still not here. It's been put off several times. Really good soundtrack. Hasn't made my list, but. Very good soundtrack.
I only watched that relatively recently, and the soundtrack, Didn't stick. Oh, I might have to watch it again just to hear the soundtrack. Josh Brolin again, top form. Love that guy. He's
yes.
great. Yeah. Okay, so there you go. That's my number 3.
My number 3 is a horror film as well. Well, not a horror film as well, but as we were talking about horror films, and possibly one of the ones we saw at a all-night horror show.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I first saw this in the cinema. Made in 1979, directed, written, photographed, and edited by Don Coscarelli.
Oh right! Now you're looking at me as if I might know nothing.
I just thought you might know it.
No.
The film follows Mike, a teenager in a small Oregon town, who, along with his older brother Jody and family friend Reggie. I'm giving you chances to answer.
You are giving me chances.
I can't believe you don't know this. Investigate strange goings on at the local funeral home, which is operated by a mysterious mortician known as the Tall Man. And the film is Phantasm.
Phantasm.
Oh, you're useless.
Yes, I couldn't dredge that one up.
Hell.
Do you know what? I thought about Phantasm when I was doing the list.
Senile wanker.
I'll cut all that out. It's most unnecessary. You crummy old bastard.
I was sure you were going to get that.
Hell.
I was sure you were going to get that. That was the one. It's the one where he's the. It's a brilliant horror film because it's got there's quite a amount of surrealism in there.
Yeah. The ball with the
ball with the spikes and the little creatures from the other dimension. So the tall man is farming bodies from the local morgue and compacting them somehow and then sending them off to his own planet, reach through two kind of interdimensional portal between two. It looks like a tuning stick, doesn't it? Tuning
fork.
Tuning fork, yes.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic film. Fantastic. One of my favourite shit horror films.
Have you watched that again in more recent times?
I have watched that so many fucking times. Yeah. I've also watched Phantasm 2, 3, 4.
Oh God, I
5,
knew there was a 2. I didn't know about all those.
I think I've got 6, but I haven't quite got around to watching it.
Really? God.
Yeah. I mean, all diminishing in quality. Phantasm 2 is okay. Phantasm 3 wasn't too bad, but after that it does get a bit shit.
Well, the reason I asked you if you'd watched one again recently, because I haven't seen it since back then in the early 80s or whatever, and I kind of wondered whether it still stood up to an older generation, as it were.
Well, I think... it's a good, fun, low budget horror film. It's got your path of the course shock ending. And it's got lots of twists and turns. It's very surreal. It doesn't, in all honesty, make a great deal of sense. No,
I don't remember it having done.
But I don't think most of the best horror films do they? Let's face it. I mean, it's not going to be overly realistic, is it? No. But it is a great film, and the Phantasm soundtrack was written by two guys called Fred Myrow and Malcolm Seagrave, and it's kind of a bit of a pastiche on The Exorcist. You can see where if you put them close together, if you play them, one after the other, there's definite there's definite similarities. Not enough to really make a legal case for plagiarism, I don't think.
No. And Mike Oldfield doesn't seem to have bothered, does he?
No. But you can see where they got their inspiration from.
Right.
Very, very decent. There's also the main theme. There was a disco mix. I've got a disco 12-inch
of the main theme as well. Yeah,
I mean, given it was made in 1979, it kind of stands to reason, really.
Yeah.
But my copy's not the best. There's a bit of groove wear, so it doesn't sound fantastic. But I've also got the the LP on vinyl on. I think it was on. I know Waxwork Records have just re-released it. Waxwork are kind of one of those companies who do lots and lots of good horror and TV soundtracks.
Right.
In fact, it's just reminded me of another one I missed off of my list. Actually, it was really good. But I think my version is one that was released on Mondo a few years ago. Who also took over Death Waltz, who did some really good horror soundtracks. I think I've got their LP of the Cannibal Holocaust soundtrack, which is really good, actually. Or was it Cannibal Ferox? One of the two.
They were similar.
Yeah, they were. I mean, they're a couple of good. In fact, I've got both of those, I think, on DVD.
Have you?
Still, yeah.
Do you still watch? Do you still go out your way to watch the most horrific of horror films? Then,
I don't really. I don't know. I think. I mean, I occasionally will subscribe to Shudder for a month, and watch a few. But there's something about low budget horror films nowadays that kind of it's lost. They've lost something. They've lost something that the 70s, 80s, 70s and 80s low budget horror films had. That kind of, I can't quite put my finger on it.
Do you think that the films have lost something, or that you're now 40 years older and it means something different?
No, I don't. I don't. Okay. I just don't think they stand up to the. I mean, the high budget horror films are good. But you know what kind of films I mean. You'd go into the video shop and you're at a bit of a loose end, and and it was the middle of the afternoon, so all of the good films had gone. So you'd start looking through things like The Bronx Warriors and and The Beyond and City of the Living Dead and Dodgy Italian. Yeah, exactly. Pieces. Eyeball, things like that. And you take them home and there was just something. I can't even put my finger on what it was, but the more modern ones just don't. I mean, occasionally you'll find a good low budget horror film, but it's very occasionally now. It's not anywhere near as much as you would, and I don't think it's an age thing. I don't think it's a I don't think it's a.
You become more discerning.
No, I'm not discerning at all. I'll watch any old bollocks if it looks decent. I do find that the newer horror films, I think, because they're in such high definition, I think a lot of them look as if they're filmed on your phone.
Right.
They're in such high definition, and I think it's a bit of an undoing for some of them because it shows up all the cracks. Yeah. So to speak.
There's been an ongoing debate about whether films should be filmed in that way and whether it does detract, which is odd, really. I
think if you're making a massive budget film, I think that HD 4K looks fucking stunning. But if you're filming something for like a couple £100 in your back garden and you're using like fucking bags of ketchup for blood, the high definition just shows up everything that's wrong.
Yeah.
I think with the grainy old horror films of the 80s and 90s, you could get away with murder.
Yeah.
But I think it's that, and they looked so new, if you know what I mean, and it just doesn't work for me a lot of the time. Okay. It doesn't work for me. Yeah, but anyway, going back to Phantasm, it was one of those films where I think it cost about $300,000 to make and took in millions, absolutely millions. It was wildly popular. And like I say, it still remains a great film. And again, the soundtrack is well worth a listen. It's very, very evocative.
Can't remember it. I can't remember it at all.
Do 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 do. It's that kind of thing, you know.
You can see how the similarity with The Exorcist.
The old recurring motif of beloved of my new drinking game. Yes, it's got a recurring motif in it. I was thinking what we should do one of these days. We should do a whole episode and speak in our poshid voices. See if it freaks people out, you know. Hello, yes, this is Dave and Jake of Music is None of Our Business. How the devil are you?
Yes, good
anyway,
evening.
today we're going to...
I don't think we'd be able to hold that up together.
No, I don't think we would. Yes. Anyway, I won't go on anymore. But yes, so my third one is Phantasm, 1979. Well worth a listen and a watch.
Like
obviously.
Repo Man, it's sparked a desire to see it again.
Yeah, it's well worth a watch. Worth a watch. It's good. It's good fun. It's a good fun. You know, don't go expecting, you know, high budget entertainment.
Oh no, I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah.
Well, that was kind of you know, aimed at the listeners as well. If you know. But
I forgot about them.
Yeah. Well, that's probably for the best, actually, or else we'd be going, yes, okay, yes. But yeah.
Good.
So,
okay, excellent.
You're number 4.
My number 4. Okay. Not long after I moved up here to Mansfield, there was a murder hunt. Up north. There was a murder hunt launched, and there'd been a murder. And I think there was a TV show about it not long ago.
You mean there's been a murder?
It was murder. When they met, it was murder.
Anyway, carry on.
So there's a murder hunt launched, and there's a small area of woodland, quite a small area of woodland, not far away from here. And the police searched it, and they found a murderer. But it wasn't the murderer they were looking for. It was a different murderer who just happened to be hanging out in the same wood. And I thought, this is not a place we've moved to.
Fucking murderers, they get everywhere. Fucking murderers coming over here, murdering our people.
They're coming up from the south. They can't afford to murder in Kent anymore, so they've come up north. Bastards.
Where life is cheap.
Yes. Anyway, why I mentioned that? Because the film that I've picked for number 4 is a film called Small Town Murder Songs. Don't know if you're familiar with it.
Nope.
It was released in 2010. It's a Canadian film directed by a guy called Ed Gas Donnelly. But I'd got the soundtrack a long time, years before I'd seen the film, and only relatively recently saw the film. I've had the soundtrack a long time. It's a really, really good soundtrack. It's by Bruce Peninsula, which, no, is not a person laying claim to a headland or anything like that. Bruce Peninsula is a band. A Canadian band formed in 2006. I haven't heard anything quite like them before. And what you've got is what sounds like quite a large choir section with drones and very upfront percussion, really kind of banging percussion right up front. It's a very raw, visceral sound. It's got loads and loads of energy. It sounds like a mob descending on your village with a serious purpose in mind of some description. The lead singer, he's got this really weathered, worn, deep Americana, gritty voice. And it's got these backing, they do a lot of call and response type tracks. And he'll say something and this choir behind him responds, and all the time there's big banging drum things. It's quite unusual, but it's very, very listenable. I can't for the life of me remember why I acquired the soundtrack, because I'd never heard of Bruce Peninsula before, never seen the film, but I did, and you know, there we go. So the fact was I had to watch the film eventually, and I did so recently, and it's a quite one-dimensional little film. It's okay. It's a film about a murder in a small town, unsurprisingly, and the cop who's investigating.
I had guessed that.
It's all there. It's all there for you.
Yeah, well, I'm very intuitive like that.
Yes, you are. You are. You've got many hidden talents.
You tell me there's a film about a murder in a small town, and I can pretty much guess that plot pretty damn quickly. I can tell you. I've got a mind like a fucking razor.
Razor Ruddock.
Yeah.
The thing is the film's called Small Town Murder Songs, so it alludes to the music right from the outset. But it's about this cop. He's leading the investigation of the murder, and the prime suspect is the drug-addled partner of his ex-girlfriend, and he's still in love with her and chasing her, and at the same time chasing down her boyfriend, who he believes has done the murder. I won't give anything more away than that because that's as much as you need to know. But it's a bit one-dimensional. It's not a great film. But the thing that's worth mentioning is the music just does not fit the fucking film at all. I don't know whether the band were friends of the director or vice versa or whatever, but it just doesn't seem to make any sense at all, this music. It's entirely incongruous. But there it is. It's good. Good music. There is only one other artist on the record. There's a piece recorded by the Henniger Union Sacred Harp Convention. Don't know anything.
Not them again.
Yes,
they
they're
get
always
fucking
turning
everywhere.
Everywhere. Can't move them.
Bastards.
I don't know anything about them. They do one track called Antioch 277, but it sounds as if it could easily have been Bruce Peninsula, so it might just be them using a different name. I don't know.
Perhaps that's the name they use when they're making songs about phone numbers.
Antioch 277.
Yeah.
I don't really know what Antioch 277, how that was relevant in the film, to be honest. There was nothing that...
Did he make any phone calls?
Possibly, but...
oh, there you go. You obviously weren't paying much attention, were you? See, I fucking worked out already. I haven't even seen the fucking film.
I was too busy scratching my head thinking, is this soundtrack supposed to be on this fucking film? Anyway, so it's good music. The reverb's used really cleverly. And then the chant type structure of it is really nice. The instrumental accompaniment is largely, although not entirely, incidental. There are some guitars, but mostly it's all about the voice and the percussion. It is on Spotify. There's a couple of darn fine tracks I'll put on the playlist for that.
Awesome.
But there is nothing out there about Bruce Peninsula really that I could find, and there's not much about the film. So I put it forward because I think the soundtrack does stand up as a fine piece of music, but again, I can't tell you an awful lot about it.
So you didn't like Wikipedia Bruce Peninsula?
I think I might have done.
I would imagine the most exciting thing about that is if you did an anagram, you could probably get penis out of it somewhere. So other than that...
You know what's going to happen now. If not listeners, you and I are both going to be unable to resist the temptation of putting together some appropriate bloody anagrams. Never mind. You've done it now, haven't you? I won't be able to
Bruce Peninsula.
I won't be able to watch my recording of The Traitors tonight after all because I'll be doing anagrams of fucking Bruce Peninsula.
Are you watching The Traitors?
Yes.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yes. You're not a fan?
No, I don't really like reality TV of any description, other than the Great British Bake Off.
Oh, I've never.
For some fucking reason.
That. Strange. No, I haven't watched that. It's quite compelling. I didn't watch the first several series, but just last year we watched the last series and then the celebrity one, and thought this is quite distracting. So we're watching this one.
Yeah, no, it's never really floated my boat, things like that. But yeah.
Okay.
Yes, cool. Okay,
so
right.
My
fuck off. 1, 2, 3. My fourth one.
Yes.
Weirdly, going back to what you were talking about, is from a film I've never actually watched.
Oh, you've still not seen it? Oh, okay.
No, this one is a soundtrack for a film called Sputnik, and I've never watched it. In fact, for some reason, I had an idea that it was a fictional film, but it's not, because I looked today and I've just forgot the plot and I've written it down here. It was released. The soundtrack was released a couple of years ago on Cold Spring Records.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and what happened was there was a CD on Cold Spring that I wanted to buy, and while I was on the site, I just happened to see the cover of Sputnik, and I thought, I wonder what that is. And I looked and listened. I thought, oh, that sounds really interesting. So I bought it. I bought the CD with the other one, and it came along. It's fucking amazing.
Tell us all about it then. What's up with the film for a start? Is it about the satellite?
No, no. The film is weird because I've just looked at the synopsis today, and it does sound a bit familiar. In all honesty, Sputnik in Russian is or something like that. Yeah. Sorry, I just pretend I could read Russian.
I didn't realise you were so fluent.
It's a 2020 Russian science fiction horror film directed by Igor Abramenko in his featured directorial debut. It stars Oksana Akinshina as a young doctor who is recruited by the Soviet military to assess a cosmonaut who survived a mysterious space accident and returned to Earth with a dangerous organism living inside him. I wonder where they got that idea from.
Doesn't sound a highly original plot.
No, not particularly. So I'm going to endeavour to watch it now, just to. I think I may have to, use subtitles.
Maybe. Your fluency wouldn't stretch to that then. Okay.
I still can't read it. And so the soundtrack was released on Cold Spring and is described as immense orchestral dissonance with an industrial edge.
That sounds interesting.
Which is very interesting, and it's very good. And I've listened to it a lot more than I actually thought I would. Okay. It's one of those ones I keep going back to. And it is exactly what it says. I think the thing is, it is so full. This is going to sound silly. It's a massive sounding soundtrack.
Oh, how silly!
It sounds absolutely immense, as the description said.
Who is it?
It was Oleg Karpachev.
Okay.
There you go. I'm showing Jake a picture of the CD.
Yeah.
It's got 35 tracks, and so nothing's that long, but it's just full of. It sounds very outer spacey. Okay. It sounds like you can imagine because there's something quite just eternal about it. It is huge. I hate to keep saying immense, but it is. There's no other word to describe it really. It's just this huge sounding thing. It's monolithic sounding soundtrack with kind of these massive bangs as well, but not like a bang from a gun. I mean, just like this crashing. It's like
an explosive kind of sound.
No, if you imagine an immovable force meeting an immovable object. Well, what's the phrase I'm looking for?
There's only two things: an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object.
It's that kind of like the gates of hell being slammed together. That kind of thing. If you're looking for a description, but it's just so big and so powerful. Lots of drones, lots of kind of and very eerie sounding as well.
Is it a real orchestra or is it synthesized?
It doesn't actually say. I was assumed it was all synthesized. But it doesn't really give much away on the CD. But again, I mean, because I don't know that much about the film, I can't really go on to it. But I really wanted to feature because I really, really like it. It's great in the background, but also in the background, kind of, I'll be working, I'll have a CD on the back, and all of a sudden there'll be this big boom. Oh my fucking hell! It just takes you by surprise.
It's a good job you're not in air traffic control.
Yeah, you'd have another plane in your garden. But yeah, it is that. I mean, you can think of any word you want that's going to describe something really, really big applies to this soundtrack.
Okay,
it's colossal, it's monolithic, it's Leviathan.
I don't think you say no. Humongous, vast, massive, huge. Yes,
yeah. All of those words appeal to it. And it's probably some that we don't even know. And there's probably even more words in Russian that would apply to it
you
as
would
well.
know that.
Like or something.
That's the weakest attempt at Russian ever.
I don't even know any Russian words other than da. So yeah, I'm just making like weird Cocteau twins singing like noises.
I don't think Liz Fraser would be proud of that. Would be better.
Yeah, so thoroughly recommended on
God.
Cold Spring Records. It is on Spotify as well.
That's unusual.
So yes, it is. Yeah, I was quite surprised.
Yeah.
And and I really, really like it. I really like it. And it says, but I didn't want to go for obvious things in this because one of the ones I wanted, I thought about Interstellar because Interstellar is just a fantastic soundtrack. But it's very obvious, I think, and there's parts of it are very are so well known now. And I mean there were a couple of others. There's a couple of Mogwai ones I could have picked. I nearly did the soundtrack to the TV series of Sweeney. But we'd covered that previously, haven't we? Yeah. We covered that some time ago, so I didn't want to repeat myself. And also, like the Beyond, as I said, one of the Fabio Frizzi ones for Lucio Fulci.
I wondered if you'd do Suspiria and the Goblins, because that was a classic.
I did think about it. That was a great one, and also Tom York did a good soundtrack for the remake of Suspiria as well. Yeah, that's really good. But yeah. So anyway, that's my number 4.
Excellent,
Sputnik.
interesting.
Over
one.
to you,
interesting
my good
one.
pal.
Cold Spring. I don't know if it's still on. They had a big sale on there. These
They
sales
did
periodically.
because I really wanted to get the Marie Celeste, but they hadn't. That was one of the ones that
frozen.
wasn't in the sale.
So you froze there, which doesn't happen often. You really wanted
you froze as well.
Oh,
yeah.
You said I got as far as you really wanted to get, and then you went. It used to be a way of ending meetings at work. You just go,
yeah. I'll just throw a cat at the fucking cat.
I think on the news there was somebody, there was a council or something, they did try that and they just froze, but a cat or something did walk past.
Yeah. My cat's got. If I'm on a meeting, one of the cats will always walk across, stick his arse in the camera, and I have to kind of put my hand up in front of his bum. Her bum, sorry. Yeah,
delightful. You said you wanted to get something from the Cold Spring sale.
Yes, the Marie Celeste.
Was that in the sale? Was it?
No, it wasn't. So I didn't buy the fucking thing because it's like about 16 quid.
Yeah,
and I was fucking skinned at the moment. So
great record, great record. Okay,
yes,
right. My number 5 then. So another crisis of the 80s, HIV/AIDS. Those dramatic adverts. Don't die of ignorance. The ferocious blame game that went round and round and round. Whose fault was it that this plague was afflicting us? You're not Christian, you're gay, whatever it was. And there was a huge turbulent time around that. On top of the fucking radiation poisoning and everything else, what a time we were having.
Yes.
Anyway, there was a film put out in 1993. 1993. I was going to say. Are you trying to? You're just trying to do Russian as well, are you?
Oh, yeah, anything to fucking one-up me. I have a bash at Russian and just make some shit up, and then you have to fucking join in.
1993 is what I was trying to say. 1993.
Yes, comrade.
A film very pertinent to this whole topic was released by Derek Jarman, and Derek Jarman's film was Blue.
Blue,
indeed, which was released in 1993 with full soundtrack. It was his last movie, and in four months later, he died as a result of AIDS-related complications. But the film is very interesting, like much of Derek Jarman's output. But this one was very interesting in as much as visually it was extremely simple, because there was nothing to see throughout the entire film but a flat blue screen. Everything was the soundtrack. And the reason for that was because of the treatment that Jarman was receiving for his condition, for his AIDS, actually meant that a lot of the time his vision was affected quite severely in various different ways. But one of the ways was that he would see just blue. And his blindness, his partial blindness, which came and went, was sometimes just that. So the film itself, it's a fascinating film because you are unavoidably drawn to the soundtrack. And the soundtrack every element of it, every aspect of it is much more heightened than if you were distracted by what you're watching on the screen. So it is an amazing film. Jarman talks throughout. It carries a narrative, and he's got a really calming tone. It reminds me a lot of Laurie Anderson, that calming tone, and she can tell stories about anything, fantastical stories, but it's almost like a soporific washing over you. It's so calming. And Jarman's voice is very similar, and his voice is freighted at times with frustration, with sadness, with resignation, frustration, despair, anger. It's all very descriptive, it's all very poetic, and it's entirely absorbing. He talks about his illness, he talks about his retina peeling away, his deteriorating sight, the vision disturbances. He describes the treatment, the pills, injections and drips. He also talks about other things. He talks about the Balkan War for some obscure reason. He talks about the loss of his friends to illness and suicide. It's a painful listen, but it's a moving listen. There's humour in it as well. He talks about day-to-day challenges, such as going out one day and somebody saying, "Did you know you got your clothes on inside out?" And about nearly getting knocked over by a cyclist. All kinds of different things. There's other narrative in there as well, delivered by his friends, including Tilda Swinton, John Quentin and Nigel Terry. But there's music throughout it all as well. And the music just weaves its way around the narrative in a totally symbiotic way. It's all put together by composer Simon Fisher Turner. There are a variety of different collaborators. The whole thing was recorded in Brian Eno's studio, but he's had people in there like Miranda Sexgarden, Momus, and John Balance, Danny Hyde, and Peter Christopherson.
No way.
I know.
How did I
know.
I never guessed Coyle would be involved.
I do apologise, but it's essential that this is on there. It's also got Ginny Ball, and Ginny Ball is a violinist, singer, composer and wife of the dear departed David Ball of Soft Cell, and she's previously worked with Susie and the Banshees, Psychic TV and Mark Armand. Part of the soundtrack is the Nocien, first part of Nocien by Eric Satie, which is superb. Of classical music, of instrumental music, of piano music, Satie's Nocien is some of the finest, fabulous music ever. It's so calming, so relaxing, so beautiful. And in this film, however, it's played by English conductor John Latham Koenig, and Koenig had a glittering international career, up to the point and including receiving an OBE. So he's very highly lauded, very highly respected, very talented, until 2024, when he was convicted of child sex offences. Oh dear. Yuck and oh dear. Also on the soundtrack, Vinnie Riley of Durruti Column also appears, and he plays Fermina from that band's Sex and Death album. So there's a whole lot of different collaborations in here, and the music moves from Chinese folk music to Nyx-type choral pieces, drones, ambient bits, industrial noise, lots of field recordings. A whole world is created around Jarman and Swinton and so on's narrative. All these different sounds moving like a living thing almost. And perhaps it feels like that because there's nothing to see. But you do find yourself watching the screen. You do just stare for an hour and a half at a blank blue screen, just letting this music insinuate itself into you and paint all of the pictures, all the visuals you need are being conjured by what you're listening to. So it's haunting, poignant, absorbing, disturbing, yet a beautiful soundscape. It isn't on Spotify, and to be honest, listening to it as discrete tracks on Spotify would probably make no sense. The best thing that I can recommend to anybody who isn't at all curious, and you should be curious, is to watch the whole thing on YouTube. There are sections on YouTube, so you can pick up a bit of a Coil soundtrack here or a bit of the soundtrack there in little segments, but you really, I think, in order to appreciate it, need to sit down with a cup of your favourite drink or a glass of your favourite drink, sit back and let it work its way into you and feel the emotion that's wrapped up in there, the humor, the sadness, the anger, everything. It's just an experience that you shouldn't miss the opportunity to enjoy.
Cool. Well, I'll find a link. I'll find a link for the YouTube.
Excellent.
And I'll be honest, I've got a feeling I've never seen Blue, and I don't know why. I think I don't know, because I've seen most of Jarman's other films, I think.
Treat yourself.
Yes, I will do. I've got a feeling that it's on the BFI. I've got the BFI subscription at the moment, because I mainly got it for Annie, because I thought Annie might find some good films on there, you know, given her film course.
But I've got the DVD. I know it's on YouTube, because once I've got the DVD, I thought I'll have a look to see if it's on Spotify, and it wasn't. So I thought I'll have a look to see if it's on YouTube, and it was. And I ended up watching the whole thing all the way through because I just couldn't switch it off again.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. I like all of his. Jubilee, I love Jubilee.
He's a great artist.
Sebastian's a great film as well. I've seen that far too many times. He did Caravaggio, didn't he? With
yes,
Dexter Fletcher, is he in that?
I don't know. No,
can't remember. I definitely saw that years ago. I need to rewatch a lot of them, actually.
They did some stuff with Psychic TV as well. There's some Psychic TV films.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So my final soundtrack is not a film.
Oh,
yes, and it's also not a TV program.
Hello, we're bending the rules a bit here, aren't we?
Well, you said soundtrack.
Yeah. Is it the soundtrack to your kitchen appliance or something?
This is a soundtrack to a series of video games.
Oh.
Which is ironic, because I don't really play video games anymore. I used to play them, but I found that I just don't have the concentration to give them any real amount of time. I get so bored so quickly with them. If I'm trundling along quite nicely, I'm okay. But if I meet an obstacle and I can't get past it, I just lose complete interest. I mean, hopefully, if I one of my plans when I finally get some ADHD medication is to have a go at video games and see if I can fit more.
Is that the test? Is it?
That's probably going to be one of the tests I do. Yeah.
Can I get Sonic through level 1?
Do you know? One of the only ones I really got on with was Crash Bandicoot.
Oh yeah.
And years ago, me and Karen played Crash Bandicoot 1, and we got through it, and I think we both got something like, I think if you went back through various levels and found trapdoors and secret entries, that you could score 106%, and we both got the complete 106% score on it. And then I don't know how. I think that was because we were doing it together, you know, and it was a competition. And I found that a bit more stimulating than just sitting on my own playing video games.
Yeah. Well, I've never played Crash Bandicoot, so I can't really.
It's great fun. Yeah. Great fun. And this is very similar. This game is called Ape Escape.
Okay.
And it was a series of video games on the PlayStation. And I think the first one was on PlayStation 1. It's developed in 1997 under the name Sarugetsu.
Say that again.
See, I'm Sarugetsu. See, I'm multilingual. I can do Russian and Japanese now. And it was actually the first one that used the dual shock controller, which was the one that used to go in your hands, you know. It was apparently it was a great game, but again, I've never ever played it. However, the actual soundtrack was composed by Soichi Terada, and he's recently kind of, I think he's just remixed it, remastered it, so it doesn't sound. I think because the you know, on a PlayStation game, the sound obviously wasn't that brilliant.
Okay.
So it's all been remastered and released. There's 3 volumes, I think, and it's all been released on vinyl, but it's quite expensive, and I haven't been able to afford to buy the bloody thing. But I came across it on a video review, sorry, a web page review. I saw a review of it, and I thought
of the game or of the music.
Of the music.
Okay.
And I looked on Spotify, and lo and behold, there it was. And I listened to it, and it's fucking bonkers.
Come on,
it's
then.
Absolutely bonkers.
Give us some impression of what it's all about.
It's. I mean, if you imagine getting a composer in a room with computers and synthesizers, and then giving him a bucket of Haribos until he was sugared up completely off his tits, and then said, "Write some music for a video game." Then you're kind of you're getting somewhere near Ape Escape.
It's a bit frantic.
Frantic doesn't even cover it, mate. It's fucking bonkers. It was. I mean, the description I've got in front of me says, blending fast-paced, high BPM electronic drum and bass with 2000s Y2K atmospheric and quirky liquid jungle styles.
Oh my god!
Pretty much nails it.
Sounds like a melange indeed.
It's like it's not quite Gabba.
Yeah.
But it's like drum and bass on speed.
It's not Venetian snares.
I haven't really. No, not that. You mean the drums where the drum machine sounds like it's broken and got into overdrive?
Yeah, usually extremely fast.
There is a. I mean, you get the drum and bass influences on it. It's very, very fast, very cartoony, very poppy, very sugary sounding, but brilliant. It's absolutely bonkers. I've played it a lot since I discovered it. I've played it a lot more than I probably should have.
And what kind of feeling, what kind of sensation do you get from listening to it like that? Do you feel hyped up, as if you'd had a bucket of Haribo?
A tiny bit, yeah. It does have that effect on you. It does give you a bit of a sugary buzz.
Yeah.
And it's really weird. And I often play it. I just don't have it on in the background while I'm working.
It doesn't sound like lift music.
And it doesn't really improve my productivity that much. But it is just fun. It lightens your mood considerably.
Yeah.
Having said that, on Spotify, I think they've got the whole 3 albums on. There's 48 fucking tracks.
God.
I've never made it through all 48 at one sitting. I've got
You're just exhausted and frothing at the mouth.
Yeah, by probably track 20, I'm a nervous wreck. And I'm shaking, my eyes are bulging, my hair's fucking standing on end. And the cats are going, "What the fuck?
Turn it off!"
And wow, yeah, and it has to come off. But for a short amount of time, it's a cracking listen. It really is. It's like, I think one of the things is it's like nothing you'd really listen to normally. You just wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't kind of, if you, I don't know quite how to explain it. It's not something you go out looking for.
Yeah.
But when you actually discover it, it's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's intriguing.
It's very intriguing, and it does give you a bit of a buzz. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. I still haven't played the game.
That's a peculiar thing. You've not felt at all compelled to go out and give the game a go.
No, not really. Not really. I'd probably last about 5 minutes and probably have a fucking aneurysm because I've seen some of the graphics.
Oh, it's a bit fast as well.
Yeah, it's it's that kind of thing. Gee, what the fuck?
Oh, dear.
It's monkeys going fucking bonkers, and so. But yeah, it was just I just kind of was going through my list, and I thought, that's a really good fun one to put on.
Yeah,
and it's be a really good fun one to pick a couple of tracks to put onto the playlist as well.
Definitely look forward to hearing some of that.
Yeah, and it'd be very intriguing to see what people think, because I think this whole episode is something quite different than what we've done before.
It's interesting. There's a lot of different styles on there, which I think will contrast quite nicely. It should be an interesting playlist.
Oh, totally. totally. Yeah, and I mean, it's been quite interesting to I think it's been more interesting because it's kind of gone off topic. Well, not off topic per se, but we've talked about the films on some occasions a lot more than we actually have about the music as well.
Yeah. The two come together,
which is interesting. And because we are big film buffs, even though you fucking never seen anything.
I'm not a big film buff. I've seen some films, but that's it.
Well, maybe not buffs, but we're film fans.
I like a film, yeah.
But I mean, how many films do you reckon you watch in a year? just out of curiosity.
I would think I don't probably watch as many as you think. I probably watch maybe, I say on average, maybe one every 10 days, perhaps.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, I don't watch that many.
I would guess I watch about
10 every one day.
I probably watch 4 or 5 films a week on average. Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
No.
Well, I've got access to them, you see. So I think, well, and I mean, and it's not like I've got a fucking massive social life, really.
Yeah, I've got access to films, and we got Amazon Prime, we've got Netflix, and I've got stacks of DVDs that I haven't watched.
Yeah.
But I'd never seem to have the combination of the time and the inclination to sit down. Like I was saying earlier, I watched Heat today. That's been sitting on my recorder for months and months and months, and I watched that really because my recorder's up to 98% capacity now, so I've got to watch some stuff. But no, I don't watch that many. I enjoy a film. I don't like the cinema, and I only get to the cinema maybe a handful of times a year because I don't like people very much.
Well, no, there is that. Well, I tend to find if I go to cinema, there's never usually that many people there. In fact, on a couple of occasions, I've been the only fucking person in the cinema.
Yeah,
watching.
That's what happens for them porno movies.
Yeah, well, yeah. Get us more tissues, please. Thank you.
They're so fucking expensive now. For me, and the last time I went to the cinema, I took my daughter and my grandson to watch Minecraft, the movie. I think I mentioned this, and I think it came about 50 or 60 quid for us to sit there for an hour and a half. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well, see, I've got my Cineworld card, which is I think about 16 quid a month. I refuse to buy unless there's an offer on, because every now and again they go, "You haven't bought popcorn for ages. Here, have a free one." So I'll have a free popcorn and a drink. Otherwise, I'll pop into Tesco's beforehand and just get myself a big bag of crisps and a bottle of pop from there.
Yeah, well, we do that when we go. But the Odeon across the country, they have these Silver Fox special tickets. So if you are of a certain age, I think it's 60, you get heavily discounted tickets. That's the Odeon across the country, except for the Odeon Mansfield, who think, fuck the oldies, you pay full price. I don't watch as many.
You have to grow some fucking hair to get in as well, because they never go.
I've got me salt. I was going to say my salt, salt and pepper goatee. It's not even that anymore. It's as white as yours.
Yeah. I've still got some. I've got some hair growing back now. So I've to shave it again soon. I quite like the shaved.
Yeah. It suited you, and it took years off you. Better than that kind of Wurzel Gummidge mop that you got dishevelled sat up top.
Yes,
your head
I just woke up in the morning, went and stuck my head straight into a hedge, wriggled it around a bit, and that was it for the day. Yeah, it was more the fact that the fucking haircut was 20 quid.
Was it? I'm
perpetually skint, so
why didn't you just get your own razor shaver thing?
Well, that's what I did in the end. I got pissed on New Year's Eve and just shaved the fucking lot off.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Yeah.
So
I haven't been to a barber for over 25, 30 years, and that's not because I've been bald all that time, but because if you're doing a number 1 or a number 3 or whatever, it's easy enough to do yourself. You zip round.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's what I intend to do. Yeah. So, right. So that is the end of soundtrack.
It was a good one. Like I say, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. It was good fun. What have we got next?
Next is this is food related songs. Where did that come from?
Oh yes,
that was your idea.
You
what?
That was fucking you, wasn't it? Oh no, that was me.
Soundtracks was me. Food related was you.
I just thought it sounded amusing. I tell you why it was, because Lily had been compiling playlists with songs that had blue in the title. and then she had songs with objects.
Yeah.
And then she did songs with names. And I just thought,
food.
Well, why don't we do something? And then I think I was probably eating something and thought, oh,
that's what food is.
Songs about tea. No, that'll never work. So that's where we got
good.
to.
Yeah, I've got a few thoughts on that one to bring out, and you'll be pleased to hear.
I haven't even thought about anything
I've had
yet.
a think. You'll be pleased to hear. I think I can manage to do it without mentioning coil once.
No, really?
I think I can.
Fucking hell, that'll be a first.
Indeed, yeah.
Bloody hell.
And then we got instrumentals.
Right.
I think that's the last one before I go off then, so we can have a think about what we do after that when I come back.
Yep, coolio. So that is the end of that episode, everybody. Thank you for listening. As normal, we have to say hello to our friends in America with the greatest playlist ever, DJ Substance, Brooklyn Pete, and recent new arrival to their team, Robin.
Oh.
And she doesn't have a nickname yet. They were discussing that today. Obviously, with the date difference, by the time this comes out, she'll probably have something. She didn't like Rockin' Robin. That gave her childhood trauma, she said. I'm not even going to bother trying to think of a name.
Dangerous territory
to suggest, because by the time they hear this, they'll have thought of something anyway.
So they've become that's a permanent trio. She's not just joining as a.
That is now a permanent trio.
Right, okay.
So that continues to be a really good listen. So if you want to listen to something almost as good as us, I have to say that, can't I? Don't
Absolutely.
That actually you can vote on their songs as well. Check out the greatest playlist ever, which I often link to. I think Brooklyn Pete posts on our Facebook page as well, which is how we all kind of got vaguely in touch in the first place. Okay. So great.
Marvelous.
So yes. Yeah, wonderful. So thank you to everyone. I can't think of any other tidbits I have to share with with our fabulous, lovely, wonderful audiences.
I think you stop there. Yeah.
Got to butter them up, keep them listening, keep them sweet.
They've all just wretched and gone, I think.
Probably, yes, yeah. They're like, he's still fucking talking. Christ on a bike. I wish he'd fuck off. I wish Jake could fuck off and listen to some Coil, and David just fuck off and watch one of his multiple films he watches every week.
Yeah, they've got assist. Yeah. Oh, well, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Farewell, everybody. Until next time.
Yes, goodbye, everybody, and we'll see you all soon. Ta-ra.